Hello students, welcome back to Solve. So we'll discuss few problems on the second chapter, electrostatic potential and capacitance. Before we go into the problems, I should instruct you to go through the list of formula given in the book, page number 84. You once go through the book from page number 84 to 85, you have a list of formulae which includes 18 formulae in it. Just go through them and get to know which and all the terms, how and all are they connected, what do they stand for. Okay, just memorize those formula very well. If you can't memorize them mechanically, that's fine. Solve more and more problems on it, or they'll come to you can memorize them without any effort once you start solving more and more problems. Right, let us continue our discussion from the first problem, which is calculate the electric potential at a point due to a charge of 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb located 9 centimeter away. Hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb from infinity to the point. So the solution for the first problem is as follows. What we need to calculate is potential at a point. Okay, so this is the point where we need the potential. Let the point be P. Due to this potential at this the potential at this point P is due to a charge which is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb. Okay, this is the charge located at certain position, and this is the point P where we need electrostatic potential, and the distance located 9 centimeter away. This point is located 9 centimeter away from this charge. Okay, so this is 9 centimeter away from this point, this charge to this point. Okay, and now what we need is potential at this point P. The formula for potential at any point P due to a charge, a single charge. When you have a single charge, potential due to that charge, the first derivation. Okay, the formula is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, right? Similar to electric field, there it is Q by R square, here it is Q by R, and electric field is a vector quantity, potential is a scalar quantity, right? So now potential at this point, let me write the given data since this is the beginning. The charge given Q is equal to 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb, and the distance of separation from the charge to the point P, let me call that as R, which is equal to 9 centimeter, which I will write it as 9 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meter, right? And they have not specified the medium. I will consider the medium as air itself. Okay, so yeah, this you can assume whenever the medium is not mentioned, you can assume it is air or vacuum, so that this value remains simply 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into Q is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 divided by R is 9 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Simplify this, 9 cancels. What is left is 5 into 10 to the power of 9 minus 7. Look at this, minus 2 comes to the numerator, becomes plus 2. Following? So together it is 5 into 10 to the power of, look at this, 9 minus 2 is 2, 2 plus 2 is 4. So the potential at this point P due to this charge 5 into 10 to the power of minus 7 coulomb is 5 into 10 to the power of 4 volt. Okay, so this is how we get to know the potential at that point, at this point P due to this charge. Very simple. Okay, now the question doesn't stop there. Okay, we just completed half of the question, 9 centimeter away. Till here we completed. Moving ahead, hence obtain the work done in bringing a charge of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb from infinity to the point. Okay. So now the second part of the question is as follows. When we want to bring a charge from infinity to that point, we need to do the same amount of work which is equal to potential energy stored in it, right? Or we can also go with W is equal to VQ, right? Should memorize that formula or understand them, go through the class, you will get to know. So the work done in bringing a certain charge, so now I need to bring 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb of charge from infinity to this point, okay, from infinity to this point, right? I have to do certain work obviously, and the amount of work that I actually need to do is W is equal to VQ, okay. Yeah, you can keep this Q as capital Q, okay, and that as small q, so that you can differentiate this capital Q. This charge is the reason for the potential at this point, right? So that's fine, no problem. And now this Q, small q, is the charge that we are bringing from infinity to this point. So the amount of work that I need to do is equal to potential energy of the system. You can work in that way, or it's also fine if you directly go with W is equal to VQ form, okay. You also find U is equal to VQ, that's also fine when you have a single charge and you are bringing one more charge into the system, okay. Now it's quite simple. The amount of work that I need to do in bringing that charge from infinity to this point is W is equal to VQ. What is V here? V is 5 into 10 to the power of 4 volt, right, into what is Q? The charge I am bringing, which is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb. Nano it is. Simplify that. 5 to the 10. So it is 10 to the power of 4. 5 to the 10. So plus 1 minus 9. Clear? So which is equal to 10 to the power of 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 minus 9 minus 4 joule. So in order to bring a charge of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb from infinity to this point, I need to do 10 to the power of minus 4 joules of work, okay. Right. The next question is as follows. A hollow spherical conductor of radius 0.2 meter has a charge of 4 nanocoulomb. Find the potential due to this charged sphere on the surface, inside the surface, and at a distance of 0.25 meter outside from its surface. So the diagram, let me write the diagram first so that you have the idea. Say this is the hollow spherical conductor of radius 0.2 meter, and this conductor has a charge of, okay, yeah, obviously it is positive, that is why it is simply 4 nanocoulomb, or else it should have been minus 4 nanocoulomb, okay. So it is positive charge deposited. So total charge deposited is 4 nanocoulomb, right. This is the given arrangement. Now what do we need to find? The potential due to this charged sphere on its surface, on this point, okay, on the surface of the charged sphere, inside the surface, okay, inside any point inside, okay, any point, we will get to know when we solve, and at a distance 0.25 meter outside from its surface, okay, say 0.25 meter, say here, so 0.25 meter from here to here, 0.25 meter from the surface. So these are the 3 points where we need to find the potentials. Let me name the first point, this as point 1. Numbers might confuse you, so let me take this as point P1, point P2 and point P3. And the potentials at these points be V1, V2 and V3. Okay, just for our reference, I am naming them as P1, P2, P3 into the points, and the potentials be V1, V2 and V3. Now, when you have a spherical conductor, charged conductor, a hollow one, on its surface the potential shall be found using this formula, which is, let me write the formula for first. V1 is equal to, the general formula is the same, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R. Okay, or let me specify this. First I am solving on the surface. Okay, so on the surface the potential V1, okay, on the surface is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, okay, Q, the total charge accumulated in the sphere, by R, capital R. Okay, you can take it as a small r. I have intentionally kept it as small capital R. That is because the small r distance from the center to the point shall be considered when you take on the center. Okay, distance from center to the point where you are measuring the potential, when it is on the surface and out of the surface or beyond the surface. So this distance is r, the general expression small r. Since this is equal to radius, because the point is on the surface, so small r is equal to capital R. I have directly taken it as Q by capital R because I have specified on the surface. Okay, clear with the formula? 1 by 4 pi epsilon Q by R. R is the radius of the sphere taken. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 9 into 10 to the power of 9. Charge accumulated over the surface is 4 nanocoulomb, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 9. Radius of the sphere is given by 0.2. Simplify this, 10 to the power of plus 9 minus 9 vanish, and so this will be 9 4s are 36 by 0.2, which I can write as 2 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Send this 10 to the power of minus 1 to the numerator. Make use of calculator, it will be easier for you. You can use the calculator. So it's 360 by 2, which is 180 volt. So on the surface of the conductor at this point, the potential is 180 volt. Okay, and now when we were discussing the electrostatics or potential electrostatics of conductor, there were 6 points that we made note of, right? You refer them once, you will get to know that on the surface, whatever the potential that we get, here it is 180 volt, the same potential is maintained inside the spherical body. Okay, at any point chosen inside the spherical body, the same potential can be found, right? The reason being, I have explained it to you in detail during the regular class, theory class, right? Because see, this is certain potential 180. So you might think, okay, here you might have more potential, you might, right? So if there is more potential at this point, that makes the conductor, that creates a potential difference, okay, provided it is solid. Okay, if it is solid, that creates a potential difference. When there is potential difference, charges start to flow from one point to the other flowing. So that is not physically happening. Okay, charges are not flowing; they are accumulated at the on the surface. So that's fine. No charge flow. That concludes that inside the solid sphere, the potential is same. You choose this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, this point, any point, it's the same. And the value of this potential, like at any point inside the surface, inside the conductor, is equal to potential on the surface. Okay, so I can directly go to the second answer, which is inside the conductor. Okay. Inside the conductor it is, let me call that as V2. Any point, you can choose any point. V2 should be equal to V1. Okay, V2 should be equal to V1, which is equal to 180 volt itself. Clear with this? Easy. So that gives you the idea of two cases. I'll take the third case now, which is out of the surface at a distance 0.25 meter from the surface. Before we go for the next, here I explained why there can't be potential difference existing for a solid conductor, right? Even for a hollow conductor, you might ask, sir, there is less potential at this point. We can think that since there is no medium, charges are not flowing, so there might be physically the existence of higher potential at this point compared to this point. There might be potential difference, right? You might think like so, because it is hollow, no? So since it is hollow, no conductor, air filled, so charges can't flow even though there exists a potential difference. This my doubt might arise. But in order to remove that, I can give you the mathematical approach. See, you take a spherical conductor, keep certain charge at this point, certain charge at this point. Choose any point here or here or here or here. Okay. Then you work for the potential at this point due to this charge and due to this charge. Okay. And similarly at this point, potential due to this charge and due to this charge. Similarly at this point, this charge, this charge, this charge, this charge. You will get certain potentials, right? V1, V2, V3, V4. You might get different potentials. But when the charges are distributed uniformly throughout the surface, okay? When the charges are distributed uniformly throughout the surface, this has to be, this is a continuous distribution, so you should go for integration. That's fine, I'll explain it to you in a more discrete way, so divided way. If I consider one point inside the surface, this surface will have the potential due to this charge, this. All the charge, even though it is continuous, I am just taking it as a discrete charge just for the clarification. So this point will experience the potential, will have the potential due to all these charges distributed, right? Now you consider one more charge, okay, say at this point, and now even this point will experience potential due to all these individual charges, right? So when we actually do the maths, you will get to know that the potential due to this potential at this point due to all these charges will be equal to potential at this point due to rest of the charges, I mean again all the charges on the surface. So these 2 points will have the same potentials. The same way you can move the point anywhere inside the inside the spherical body. So in any point inside the spherical body, you will have hollow spherical body, you will have the same potential. Okay, this I can explain it to you in a more mathematical way. Right, next the third part of the problem. Outside from its surface, 0.25 meter outside the surface. From this point, from the surface, 0.25 meter. Okay. So even though it's given from the surface, the distance that should be considered is from the center of the spherical body to the point where we need to get the potential. So let me call that total distance from here to here, which should be substituted here as x. Okay, and that x is now equal to r, which is the radius given, plus let me call this distance as d, small d. okay, r plus d, because it is from the surface. If they have, instead of surface, if they have specified it as from its center, then I could have directly put r is equal to 0.25 or, because they have specified it is from the center itself, because I need the distance from center to the point where we need the potential, okay, and that distance is radius plus the extra distance, because the distance is measured from the surface, not from the center. So r is 0.2 plus d is 0.25, which makes x equal to 0.45 meter. Now the formula for potential is V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by x, it is, okay. R, x, d, anything you can write, no need to worry, but you should put the proper value, okay. The distance which is from the center of the sphere to the point where you need to get the potential when it is outside, okay, right. So which is 9 into 10 to the power of 9, total charge accumulated the same, 4 into 10 to the power of minus 9 coulomb, x is 0.45, okay. So 9 into 10 to the power of 9 cancels, 4 divided by, I can write 0.45 as 4.5 into 10 to the power of minus 1, right. So that makes 1s are 2s are 2 4s are 8, 8 by 10 to the power of minus 1 comes to the numerator, becomes plus 1. So 2 4s are 8 into 10, which is 80 volt, okay. So this is the potential at point P3 outside the surface, clear, right. Okay, next let us continue to the next problem, question number 3. A point charge of 20 microcoulomb is situated at a point O, okay, some point O, we have 20 microcoulomb charge situated at that point. A and B are points 0.05 meter and 0.15 meter away from this charge, 20 microcoulomb charge. Find the potentials at A and B. Also find the work done to move a point charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb, okay. It's not 10 to the power of minus 9c, okay, it's 10 to the power of 9c, okay, coulomb from B to A, okay. So what we have is a 20 microcoulomb charge at one point. Say this is the point where I have 20 microcoulomb charge, obviously it is positive, plus 20. So this is the point O. A and B are the points. So now we have 2 more points. So finally altogether we have 3 points, O, A, B. And the first point is O, the second point is A. Say this is the point A, which is at a distance of 0.05 meter, okay. The first charge, first point A chosen is at 0.05 meter from this 20 microcoulomb charge, and the second point chosen B is at a distance of 0.15 meter from here to here, 0.15 meter from the charge. Find the potentials at A and B. Okay, first let us solve for the potentials at A and B. Question number 3. Okay, so the general formula, let me write the general formula once, that would be enough, and hence we can simplify or make use of the same formula for both the situations, both for point A and for point B. Now the general formula for potential is V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, right. So now side heading for point A, V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into charge okay, charge given is same for both A and B. Okay, these two are just the points. So charge we have is 20 microcoulomb, 20 into 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by R is the distance from point A. Okay, let me name this as V subscript A, VA. R is the distance from point A to the charge O. Okay, 20 microcoulomb charge, which is 0.05 meter. 0.05 meter. Now look at this, 9 into 20 into 10 to the power of 9 minus 6, which is 3 divided by, I can write 0.05 as 5 into 10 to the power of minus 2, right? And now I will simplify. 5 ones are 5 4s are 9 4s are 36 into 10 to the power of 3 was already there. This minus 2 comes to the numerator, becomes plus 2, which becomes 5. So potential at point A is 36 into 10 to the power of 5 volt. Okay, important one of the result required. Done. Moving ahead, potential at point B for B. No need to write the formula again. Once you wrote it, the general formula, it is applicable for both the situation here. So you can directly take the simplification part. VB is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into, the charge is the same again, 20 microcoulomb divided by distance from the charge to the point B is not 0.05 meter, this distance, it is 0.15 meter. Now I will directly write the charge as 15 into 10 to the power of minus 2, right? 0.15 can be written as 15 into 10 to the power of minus 2, which makes it equal to, okay, 5 4s are 5 3s are 3 1s are 3 3s are 3 4s are 12 into 10 to the power of 9 minus 6 3, minus 2 comes to the numerator, plus 2, 3 plus 2 5. So at point B you have the potential equal to 12 into 10 to the power of 5 volt. Okay, at point A it is 36 into 10 to the power of 5 volt, at point B it is 12 into 10 to the power of 5 volt. So this finishes the first part of the problem. The second part of the problem is as follows. Also find the work done, okay, to move a point charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb from B to A. Now I need to move a charge from point B to point A. Okay. Now I need to do positive work this time, right? Because if I wanted to move it from A to B, it's negative work. Because you bring a positive charge, keep it here, higher potential, lower potential, positive charge will move from higher potential to lower potential by itself. I don't need to do any work. So the work that has happened here is actually negative work. But since now I need to move the charge from lower potential to the higher potential, following, I need to do positive work. See that positive work that I need to do now, okay, the work done W is equal to, say W is equal to VQ is when you are simply VQ, where V is the potential at a point which we considered in the first problem, right? That situation works, that formula works, W is equal to VQ works when you are bringing the charge from infinity to that point, okay? And now we are actually moving the charge from B to A, from this point to this point. So the amount of work that I need to do is the potential difference of these 2 points times the charge I am moving. So it is delta V times Q. It's normally delta V itself. Regularly we can choose it as delta V, that's fine. When it is brought from infinity to this point, this delta V, the second part, delta V is V2 minus V1, that's how we write it, right? V2 is the final part, final point, potential at final point, V1 is the potential at initial point, V2 minus V1. When we bring it from infinity, V1 is 0 because potential at infinity is 0, right? So the same thing, this is the general form, and using this general form you can actually write the one of the special case when it is brought from infinity, which where it becomes simply VQ. And now it is delta VQ, this is the general form. What is delta V? Delta V is potential difference between the points, between the 2 points, the potential difference between the 2 points, from where to the from which point and to which point are we moving the charge. Okay, so it's potential difference between these 2 points, which I can write as VA minus VB here. Okay, delta V, following. So potential difference times the charge I move. What is the charge I am moving? Yeah, there it is, 1.6 into 10 to the power. Let us substitute it now. So the charge that I need to move is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Let me simplify that for that. So VA is here 36 into 10 to the power of 5 minus VB is here 12 into 10 to the power of 5 into charge is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. This will become equal, 10 to the power of 5 is common, you can take that out. So 36 minus 12, 36 minus 12 is 24 into 1.6 into 10 to the power of 5 minus 19. Okay, you should simplify this, don't leave it as it is. Make use of the calculator, find the final value and put the value. W is equal to so and so joules. What is the actual value? The amount of work is 3.84 into 10 to the power of minus 13. Okay, clear with this? So this is the total amount of work that I need to do. So now think in the other way. If the work that we need to do is asked for the motion of the charge or for bringing the charge from A to B, then the same amount of work we should have obtained. Instead of VA minus VB, we should have VB minus VBA. Okay, if it is from A to B. So it is always V2 minus V1, the final point, potential at final point minus potential at initial point. That is how mathematically we can conclude. Okay, so this much amount of work has to be done. Right, now let us look into the next question. Question number 4. A metal sphere of radius 0.01 meter is charged to a potential of 45 kilovolt and kept at the corner B of a right angled triangle ABC. AB is equal to 0.3 meter, BC is equal to 0.4 meter, and triangle angle it is. Okay, so this is not micro. Angle ABC is 90 degree. Calculate the work required to shift the charge of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb from the corner C to corner A of the triangle. So now we have a charged sphere of radius 0.1 meter, 0.01 meter, which I will write it here as follows. Okay, let this be the sphere of 0.01 meter radius, and this is at certain point, and this is charged to a potential of 45 kilovolt. Now you see, Normally, whenever we charge a body, we express it as the body is charged to 2 coulomb or 2 nanocoulomb, 3 microcoulomb, 10 picocoulomb, like that we say, right? But now they have given in potential form. This body, metal sphere, is charged to a potential of 45 kilovolt, which means that the potential at any point on the surface of this sphere and inside is 45 kilovolt. Okay, whenever the problem is as such that a body is given and the potential to which it is charged is given. Okay, 45 kilovolt is the potential to which this body is charged. Then what is the charge accumulated? That will calculate. Before that, you should get to know where will we have that 45 kilovolt potential. That 45 kilovolt potential can be found on the surface and inside this sphere. Okay, 45 kilovolt is on the surface and inside. Keep that in mind. So first, before we move further, okay, let me finish the diagram. This is kept at corner B. Let this be the corner B and of the right angle triangle ABC. Okay, so B angle ABC. Okay, this itself is 90 degree according to the given data. And what they are saying is, say this is ABC. AB is 0.3 meter. BC is 0.4 meter. Okay, these are the 2 points, and this is the triangle ABC with B as 90 degree. Okay, and now calculate the work required to shift a charge of 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb from corner C to corner A. Okay, so now I need to find the total amount of work that I need to do in order to shift a given charge from C to A. When I want to calculate the work done, I should know, according to the formula, you know that W, the work done, is equal to delta V, the potential difference, times the charge that we are moving. Charge that we are moving from this point to this point, C to A, is given. Charge we are moving is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb. This part is done. What about delta V? Delta V is V2 minus V1. V2 is the final point, VA. So this is VA minus VC times Q. So before I find work, I should have the idea of VA and VC. What is VA and VC? VA is the potential at point A, VC is the potential at point C. And now, how to get these potentials? In order to get potential at either at A or at C, we should first have the idea of charge situated at B. Okay, the net charge, the total charge situated at B shall be found first. Okay, let us work for that. So in order to get the total charge accumulated on this spherical body given, they have not directly given the total charge accumulated. We have to calculate it. Charge accumulated on the sphere shall be calculated first. The radius of the sphere is given, right, which is R is equal to 0.01 meter, which I can write it as 10 to the power of minus 2 meter. This is the radius, and the potential to which the body is charged. V is the potential to which it is charged, which means V is the potential at this point, this point, this point, this point and inside, which is 45 kilovolt. So at this point, this point, this point on the surface and inside, the potential is 45 kilovolt. And as we move away, potential decrease, and even here the potential starts to decrease. And at this point, 45 kilovolt is the potential. So it is 45 into 10 to the power of 3 volt. So now you have V and Q shall be found. The formula is V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, right? Quite simple. When it is a spherical body, yeah, you can write this small r as capital R, because now it is 45 kilovolt and it is on the sphere itself. So okay, V is 45 kilovolt. Okay, 45 into 10 to the power of 3 V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9. This part is separate. Into Q shall be found R is 10 to the power of minus 2. Okay, right. So now Q becomes equal to, before that let me do few simplifications. I can write 45 as 4.5 into 10 to the power of 4 is equal to 9 into 10 to the power of 9 minus 2 is 7 into Q. Now 4.5 ones are 4.5 twos are. Bring that here. So that is, or I can cancel it here itself. Okay, don't need to make it complex. 9 ones are 9 5s are 45, right? So Q becomes equal to 5 into 10 to the power of 3 minus 2 comes here, plus 9 comes here, becomes minus 9. 3 minus 2 minus 9, which is Q equals 5 into 10 to the power of it is 11, 3 minus 11, which is minus 8 coulomb. This is the total charge accumulated on the sphere, right? They could have directly given this much of charge is accumulated, or this is the charge to which the body is charged. Instead they gave the potential 45 kilovolt, it is charged to 45 kilovolt. Fine. Now using that 45 kilovolt data, we found the charge accumulated, which means if this much of charge is accumulated on this body, we can get 45 kilovolt of potential either on the surface or inside this body. Okay, surface or inside. Now you have charge accumulated at this body, on this body. Let us work for V and Vc now. Okay, right. So the formula, okay. So now look, what we need is Va minus Vc, right? Let us work for them, which is similar to the previous problem. For point A, or let me write the general formula once. V is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R, so that we don't need to write the formula again and again. And now for point A, Va, let me call the potential as Va. Va is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught is 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into charge accumulated on this body that we have calculated, which is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 divided by R. R is the distance from the charge to the point, which is this. Okay, Va we are finding the distance from the charge or center of the charge body, which is this, to point A, which is 0.3 meter. 0.3, I will write it as 3 into 10 to the power of minus 1. Now 3 ones are 3 threes are. So Va becomes equal to 5 threes are 15 into 10 to the power of 9 plus 1, 10 minus 8, 2. So 15 into 10 to the power of 2 volt, or I can also write it as 1.5 kilovolt. Now similarly for point C, Vc is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 9 into 10 to the power of 9 into charge is the same for both A and C, which is 5 into 10 to the power of minus 8 divided by the new distance for point C. Okay, so now that R is distance from the center of the charged body to point C, which is 0.4 meter, which is 4 into 10 to the power of minus 1 meter. So now, make use of calculator. Okay, 9 5 is 45. Okay, 45 by 4, which should be 11.25. Okay, 11.25 into 10 to the power of 9 plus 1 10 minus 8 2 volt. So 11.25 into 10 to the power of 2 volt is the potential at point C. Now that's fine, we are at the end now. We can come back to the actual equation. You have VA 15 into 10 to the power of 2. 10 to the power of 2 I can take common factor. So 15 minus 11.25, okay, into 10 square. 10 square is what I have taken as common factor, into the small q. Small q is the charge that I am moving from point C to point A. Okay, the charge I brought the new charge, which is 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb, and I move that 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb charge from here to here, into 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb, which is equal to 15 minus 11.25, 3.75 into 2 into 10 to the power of minus 6 plus 2 minus 4, which is 3.75 into 2.